How about my dearest YouTube friends? Today we are in the second video of today because friends, I am collecting all the best characters to bring to rank 4 per class. Scientists will be released today and they will be released progressively. Well friends, in this case we are in a video about Battlegrounds. Okay, because tomorrow the new season 34 of Battlegrounds begins. So I bring you this video the day before so that you can prepare. When to know who both the best attackers and the best defenders are in order to develop yourself perfectly on this victory route and get to this gladiator circuit. Okay, I remind you that these notes that we are going to read right now last 2 weeks, and you have these 2 weeks to get to the route of the well to do the victory route and get to that gladiator circuit where they will have us waiting when we move to the circuit. Well, that price, that is that essence, so I can get the new idol and get in.
Many more awards done. They are pretty excellent in Three Friends. In this case, it is once again very important in this season of Rotola's story, which has been the latent virus saga booster that we have already played with, in which it gives us 80% strength that has 15% of critical resistance of 10 seconds. Stability starts with a 10-second scrub type. Apart from that, we also have the saga enhancer that we are already experienced with, such as the cure, in which Saga Tag attackers gain a definite passion of Vigor when the latent virus expires. If you don't already have it while Vigor is active, every time the latent virus is activated, you gain 15% life lost as adrenaline and gain a Fury passive that lasts 5 seconds. This Fury passive starts on pause and resumes when the attacker connects a hit. Therefore, friends, it is very important that we stop again this season using attackers with the Saga Tag, which later we will be analyzing which ones are the best for these nodes. Okay, because friends,
in this case, they have given us the node that efficiency makes improvement perfection. Okay, as long as the defender has an efficiency effect, knocking him down with a strong attack invalidates an efficiency and another grades an efficiency improvement for 15 seconds. Therefore, we have to be very careful which defenders we are going to face, because if they hit us, for example, a snake with efficiency, we could be having a pretty bad time. So you have to be used to
throw the opponent to beat us. That efficiency apart has combat deja vu in efficiency improvements. Whenever we as attackers perform the same basic attack twice in a row, the defender will get a better efficiency of plus 50% for 10 seconds. Therefore, if we give two basic blows, for example, a medium blow plus a medium blow will generate a 10-second efficiency improvement in the opponent, then this way we can without having to change. Another form of gameplay with medium weak medium hit and then weak medium weak to prevent it from generating improvements, efficiency, or having characters that generate combos with a strong hit as the last hit to gain that efficiency improvement towards us. Okay, but then friends, it's not all, because they also have a somewhat complicated knot that is called from the outside, and if he is far from the defender for 3 seconds, the attacker suffers a passive referent for 4. So we're also going to have to be playing very close to the defender to prevent this character from rooting us, and since he has already rooted us, and on top of that he pulls a super unblockable attack like Snake with 2 improvements to physics, for example.
I say that victories are going to be very difficult to achieve. So friends, once these nodes are said, the truth is a bit complicated. We are going to see what has been coming first, the best attackers in this saga. I'm sorry for the quality of the image, but hey, it is the one I have been able to find, and in this case, I have crossed out all the characters who are attackers in the saga but who are really not strong for Veil. So in this case, we are going to start for the scientific class, and we should be highlighting
2 characters you are seeing, that Anti-Venom and Spider-Woman, are going to be
totally crucial for this.
Not for this one, because so much Spider-Woman has damage due to super attacks. She is very brutal, and Anti-Venom more of the same. She also has that very beast damage.
Then friends, by the skilled class in this attacking saga of the Founders War, we can meet
Franken Castle, that in this case, well, not many people may be getting it, but trying it on some account that already has it, which by the way, I don't know when I will bring you video of this Franken Castle before the restart. The Titan is a very good character and quite fast to do, just like Blackheart, more of the same with efficiency improvements. Once we go to the opponent gaining those efficiency improvements, you're going to see that damage with super attack 2 intercepting. The same with the spider. If I turn that in this case, you can either have the 7-star one or use the 6-star one. Logically, it is better to use the 7-star one because he is also a very fast character, and with that better efficiency, he can serve us a lot. Lumatrix team. More of the same, a character that you already know is a piece of beast and very easy to take maximum damage thanks to those fractured bars. So Lumatrix is also worth carrying in this EN in this first few weeks, okay? And finally, we don't have Sanchi, who we already know is a piece of beast, and Yelena Belova, who is, so to speak, the introduction that we have for this new weeks, in which it is quite important because it can serve as a double asset for both attack and defense. Then, going through the issue of the mutant class, we have Cassandra Nova, a character that can serve us just like Jen and Belova with a double ace, both attacker and defender, a very fast character that since we have some efficiencies, we are going to do a lot of damage. Then Gentle, we have the same thing, double trump both in attack and defense. You already know that in defense, it generates that strengthening improvement that in the end, we are going to be reducing it much less life. And if he has efficiency on top of that, if he manages to hit us with that efficiency, we can be there doing it very badly. Then we also have Jim Gray and Dust, who are two ultra massive damage characters who already have efficient damage. It is quite large, just like Silver Samurai, so these three characters together, because we may be shooting the opponent. In fact, Jim Gray and Dust's own gameplay requires hitting and throwing the opponent, therefore we can take away those efficiencies and win for us, and in this way do a lot of damage in the same way that Jim Gray also works for us, defense. Already in the technological class, we may be taking Bastion because I remind you that they are going to give us very complicated mutant defenders such as Jim Gray himself and Dust Olud himself and other top mutant defenders characters. For example, Captain Britain 2. So our friend Bastion can be a pretty good counter to Iron Man, the Jim more of the same Iron Man in Fane. In this case, it is here because we can invalidate what has been the efficiency advantages, and on top of that, they pass to us. And on top of that, the combo, you already know that if we finish the like of 5 hits and then throw a strong hit, then we are going to do a passive stun. Therefore, we have double adman efficiencies of the future plus the same. Double ace for attack and defense. Then you can serve us. Very good. Makers is going to serve us a lot since we have the disadvantage of this integration. But Solbak, here it is. I think it is the one that shines the most in this 34th season of Battlefront since we are going to make a perfect counter for that British captain that Ultron is going to give us. I don't. How would I put it? Okay? I left it here because it might be a small possibility. In fact, not many people usually have it 7 stars. So if you don't have it, don't worry, nothing happens. I put it here to stay. It's worth dividing more of the same. Another very character. Well, it can serve as both attack and defense. Defense on issues. Off. The fault it has can be of great use to us, and in attack, it has quite massive information damage. Dracula in this case as a new character since he deserves defense, and in attack Spider-Man can also serve us. Pavel, you already know that he is an absolute beast. Friends, Spider-Man Pavel is a beast for attack, so he can serve us spectacularly, and if on top of that we add efficiencies with strong blows and so on, we can do very brutal burst damage, and we are going to make the fights very very fast. Isofire. In this case, I would not put it, and we still don't have it imperative. So friends, in this way, the best attackers would be left for this saga, for this first 2 weeks of the Route of Victory. But friends, I also have to show you because a page in which it is called MC or C.GG that has put a kind of summary of who the best attackers and defenders are to lead to this D that I am going to show you right now. And friends, you already are. Seeing here I do. What have I taught you now? They are what has been the best attackers in the saga to take Al deck, but here friends also us. They include some pretty good characters as attackers. In this case, we can take Ronan since they are going to give us characters that generate many improvements for us. Cool Obsidian Danos Delos himself in the end is a very important character to this saga, both as an attacker as defender. The attacker in the end stops the same thing we have said with Iron Dan. 5 hits as last with hit. Strong, and it will have that stun. Therefore, we put the efficiency on Iron Man. We have already said it with Inter. I don't. I'd wear soccer as always. He's a character. Very strong and very fast off. Developing, therefore, the battle is always going to go quite well. John Doe, in this case, it is another character that we can invalidate those efficiencies that I remind you that has now appeared in the Cyber Wyken. Then there's a good one. A character that I already told you was going to develop very well this new season of Waterloo. And indeed, Friend is going to develop very, very good. Then Jingrid. Oslo has already said it as an attacker. I wouldn't put it. Okay, but hey, he does. He put it here, but it's okay. Kate Visor, I wouldn't put it on Al either. Final isa, character lacked of size. And it's not so profitable silk. I wouldn't put it in America either, Charles. Yes, I would put it in. You want to also use it too because in the end, they generate those advantages that you have never put in that are passive. Therefore, it can be removed with a spiritual bush, with Kusala, and with Mordo. It can also work for you. And like Nicominoro's, and in the end, they generate many better deficiencies and are not steps. Well, in the end, Nico Minorum is going to serve us very well. And then as a matter of defenders, because they have given us general defenders who in the end are going to be very important, like Darphenix. Darphenix, as always, has to be in the Desi, yes or yes. Teachers give more of the same, although many points are already coming out for him. In the end, he is a complicated character if you do not have the indicated Contra Terax. In this case, you have to be very duplicated to be able to put him in the Ds and in good rank. We have already said Snake. I think it is from the King that we are going to have in this one season as a defender, because if we combine unblockable disadvantages along with those advantages of efficiency with a super attack as you like, you are going to be having a very bad time. Arnim alone, more of the same, a very complicated character. And on top of that, she has that sleep disadvantage that can be stunning you by pulling between a super attack with inefficiencies. He's literally killing her alone. Vars, more of the same character as that one has on top. So to speak, hoarding power is not hoarding power. I don't remember what's that advantage called right now, but Mister, to energize the character, leaving was necessary, and in this scenario, it serves to strengthen them. Well, we may be going through it. This situation is dire as it will unleash numerous powerful attacks, and this can be extremely dangerous. Osla, as usual, excels in defense but has also been utilized as an attacker here. Personally, I'd classify him more as a defense-oriented character. Similarly, Bulls never falters in defense, making him an indispensable character to have. When he performs, his contribution is exceptional. We highlight those advantages thoroughly. Of deficiencies, we may be having a very bad time, or theory more of the same other character than above. If you have it at a great singularity, you are going to have that double life, and then it is going to serve a lot. Generate Belova. He is another character who also works very well on defense. In the end, as you can see, they are very goal defenders. Therefore, the best defenders are including themselves in this metaphoton. More of the same. And Kindres. Even more of the same, so folks. Well, in this manner, these initial 2 weeks would consistently stay on track. From season 30 and 4 of Battlegrounds, I have taught you both. Saga attackers, like the characters themselves who are not from the saga but who could also come in very well. And finally, I teach you the defenders that they are already the ones we have in the game. So, dear friends, I sincerely hope you enjoyed the video. To my partners who couldn't make it, I look forward to seeing you in future videos. Farewell, take care then, and see you later. And before finishing the video, thank you very much to all of you who are members of the channel. AJP Alayan Ramirez and Oscar Salmeron for being VIP Sorry is from November 2025. To become a member, you have it in the video description. Thank you so much for everything. And before